It's only when Charlotte pulls outside of the huge mansion that you start to feel nervous about going to the party. You had never been to one, and the tiny black dress she would given you wasn't really helping your nerves. Sure, you felt pretty, you just don't think you suited any of it. You good? We can go back if you want. Charlotte asked, genuinely worried about you. You chew your lip before firmly shaking your head no. No, I don't want to, you said, looking towards Charlotte with determination. You needed to get out of your comfort zone all your life. You only felt trapped. Okay, but if you need anything, you come to me right away. Don't take drinks from strangers, and if anyone tries touching you, tell me and I'll punch them in the face. Charlotte lisped out as you both walk in the cool night towards the loud house. Yes, ma'am. You joke in a stern voice and you both laugh while nearly shivering to death. The place was packed outside with adults, and nearly everywhere you walked there had been empty alcohol bottles sprawled on the lawn. You pull the short dress down a little as you both walk into the house, only light up with LED lights. The music was louder now, and you looked towards Charlotte, who was already checking to make sure if you was good. When she saw you are fine, she grabs your arm with a smile, taking you towards the table. You try to ignore the hard stares from the drunk guys around you, looking your body up and down. They wouldn't touch you, would they? Let's take a shot. Charlotte yells over the music, holding a glass with clear liquid out to you. You look down at the drink before slowly taking it. The only time you had alcohol was when the man your mother brought home would force it down to your throat. It wasn't the best experience, but this was different. You was doing it all on your own, this time with your own permission. You take the shot, and before you knew, no, the liquid is stinging your throat and the glass is empty. I'm getting fucked up tonight. Charlotte yells over the loud music as she pours another glass for you both. The place felt like it had gotten more packed since you were now forced to stand closer to each other. Just like that, you done another shot and another and another. You're not sure where Charlotte was anymore. You think you lost her when some guy came up and started making out with her. Now here you are dancing with a dress too short for your own good. Your head felt cloud and you wasn't exactly sure what you was doing or why you was doing it. You was just doing. Keep dancing like that, baby. A slurred voice mumbles, and you feel two hands on your waist pushing you close to his chest. You stop dancing, squinting your eyes at the tall red-haired guy looking down at you with a weird look in his eyes. You are at Sheeran. You laughed, pointing at his chest aggressively. Your phone starts ringing for the fourth time, and you groan, looking down to see it's Jungkook again. This time you answer the phone, making sure you would tell him to stop calling this time. I called you for the fourth time. Where the fuck are you? He scolds through the phone, causing you to roll your eyes. You look up at Ed Sheeran before laughing through the phone. I found Ed Sheeran. You whispered into the phone so Ed doesn't hear you. Come on, baby, dance with me. Ed Sheeran mumbles in your ear, grabbing your waist again. Stay on the call, I'm coming. He said. This time his voice sounded scary. Instead of saying staying on the phone, you hang up with an evil laugh. You stinks at Sharon, you said, pinching his nose together. He still had his hands on your waist for some reason. You are not sure how long you were dancing for, but it wasn't long for some man to rip Ed Sheeran off of you and punch him to the ground. You watch in shock as you see Ed Sheeran's bloody face before looking up to the culprit. Jungkook, you said, stumbling into his chest when you attempt to walk towards him. His arm instantly holds you in place and you get to smell his nice cologne compared to Ed's stinky scent. Who brought you here? He scolds, grabbing your chin so you was looking up at him. Your eyes shamelessly glance down at his lip while you shrug your shoulders at his question and smile up at him. His hard gaze softens at your smile and he let out a sigh as he looks down at you. I need to pee, you said, watching as he furrows his eyebrows at you. No, we are leaving. You don't listen to the rest of Jungkook's sentence as you grab his arm and drag him upstairs to where the guest bathroom was. When you both were walking up the stairs, you feel Jungkook's hand on your dress pulling it down when it starts to ride up your legs. He walked close behind you, really close. Hurry up, he said impatiently when you get to the bathroom. You quickly get inside the bathroom knowing you held in your bladder for too long. As soon as you finish, you feel your body become instantly relieved. You open the door after washing your hands and look down at Jungkook's hand before intervening your hand in his own. Let's go. You laughed, stumbling back towards the stairs. Jungkook's hand tightens in your own, pulling you back close to his chest as you both walked down the stairs. You was confused on why he was walking so close to you until you realized he was covering the back of your short dress with his body. When you both get back down to the main floor, you notice Charlotte looking around the place with a worried look. You quickly run up to her, grabbing her hand. Charlotte, you yell and she turns towards you with a relieved smile before laughing. I thought I lost my baby, she cries, stumbling as she tried hugging you, but you both almost fall on the ground. Charlotte shrieks when both of you suddenly getting dragged out of the house by Jungkook. Hey, drop me, dog. Charlotte groans while you just hold Jungkook's hand with a smile on your face. You look up at Jungkook to see a pissed look on his face. What was he so mad about? Jungkook puts Charlotte in the back seat and you are about to get in the back with her until he shuts the door. You are sitting on front, he said, opening the door for you. You look up at Jungkook before getting in the car, quickly moving your head back to face Charlotte, who was laid out on the car's seat. Jungkook doesn't say a word when he drops Charlotte. When she is safely inside of her house, you turn to Jungkook, who was pulling out of her driveway. You sigh as you finish the water bottle he gave you. You were sipping it every now and then during the long drive and it sobered you up well enough to realize what you done. You turn your head towards Jungkook watching as he drives down the street with a cold look on his face. You didn't notice it before, but a fresh cut on his face comes into your view all of a sudden. You frown as you look at the cut, hoping it didn't hurt too bad. Jungkook looked towards you, catching you staring at him. You look away, focusing on the city lights ahead of you with your hands on your lap. Your dress only reared up higher on your legs from your seated position. Your body tensed up when you feel Jungkook's large hand move onto your upper thigh, his other hand on the steering wheel. You look down at his rough tattooed hand around the soft skin of your thighs, feeling your entire body heat up. You could feel your breath run heavy and your heart start to race as he continued to drive. The thoughts running through your head were bad. You knew they were bad, but you couldn't help how much you enjoyed his touch. Your breath hitched when his hand slowly moved up to your legs, moving even higher up to your thighs, where he almost touched the fabric of your panties. How could you control your thoughts when he touched you like this? Jungkook pulled into the house and you looked towards him. He removes his seat belt, getting out of the car and opening your door like he didn't just had his hand on your thigh the entire ride. You walk out, pulling your dress down as you both silently walk towards the front door. He walked behind you even while you was walking to your room. You figured he was just making sure you got to your room safely. When you get in your room, you turn towards Jungkook. You're about to say goodnight to him, but he did something unexpected. Fuck it. He scolds, moving his lips onto yours as he pushed your body against his. You didn't hesitate to kiss him back while he opens your room door, closing it shut before pushing your back against it. You gasp into Jungkook's mouth when he picks you up so you are straddling his waist. You could feel his bulge against you. Your dress ridden up so high that now your innards were visible. His kiss grew rough and it's only to more loudly he placed you on your bed and now Jungkook is hovering over you. Your entire body grows hot when you feel his hands moving under your shorts or dress, holding your lower waist tightly as he trailed his kisses down to where the low neckline of your dress ended. A gasp leaves your mouth when he s- starts sucking on the sensitive skin, causing your hands to fist in his thick black hairs. Friends, don't do this. It felt like a swarm of butterflies appeared in your stomach when his hand resting on your waist dangerously moved closer and closer to where you wanted him to touch you. His hand moves down to your inner thigh, making your body feel like it was on fire. A groan leaves your mouth when his fingers are tracing the outline of your inner. Do you want me to touch you, Angel? He asked, looking down at you. You could feel your chest rising up and down heavily as you nod your head. Please, you breathed out, watching as his eyes darkened in the bit of moonlight that shone through your room window. A foreign, a foreign sound suddenly leaves your mouth when his fingers are touching your sensitive skin and his lips are back on your own. Jungkook turns forces entry into your mouth, a Moan leaving your mouth when he applies more pressure on you. His fingers move faster, creating a pressure in your body that felt like it was about to explode. You felt your heart start racing uncontrollably. His fingers knowing exactly where to touch you. Every touch only brought you closer to the edge, and the feeling of his fingers on you brought a pleasure in your body you couldn't explain. You just knew it felt good, really good. Jungkook pulls away from your lips right when the growing pressure inside of you reaches a point that causes a shameless moan to leave your mouth. He watched you with dark eyes as a gasp leave your mouth from the foreign feeling. You could feel something wet trickling down your leg as you look up at him while trying to control your heavy breaths. How did he do that with just his fingers on your the guys your mother brought home would tell you that can only be done by doing that thing. Your dress was completely pulled up above your waist by now and you trail your eyes towards Jungkook who moves down to kiss your forehead. Just looking at him made your heart race in a way no one's made you feel before. And you could feel as your denial in liking Jungkook was slowly starting to get up. Good night, Angel, he said, causing you to look up at him with furrowed eyebrows. You're leaving? You are sitting up as you watch him get off of the bed. Jungkook looks down and you feel your eyes trail down before realization hits. Oh, you said, looking back up into his eyes. He suddenly takes off his expensive hoodie and throws it to you. You catch the fabric looking down at it. He was now wearing a tightly fitted black shirt that only brought out his muscle more. Wear that to sleep, he said, and you watch as he leaves the room. You couldn't get the look in his eyes out of your head before he left. He looked like he regretted everything. No wonder he left. You are not sure how long he stayed in the shower that night. You woke up this morning with a pounding head and no desire to go to university at all. You're not sure about your last night. All you knew was that you didn't regret anything. You guess what hurt most is knowing Jungkook was the one who regretted it all. You couldn't get the way he looked at you right before he left your room out of your head, and the fact you would have to see him at university today wasn't making your nerves any better. Your legs felt like they were trying to force you to walk back towards your bed while you drag yourself into the bathroom and turn the lights on. You rub your tired eyes, and when you open them slightly flinching at the brightness, you could feel your eyes widening in shock at the sight before you. Your hand quickly moves to the dark hickeys on your neck. Your neck is filled with dark purple hickeys. You could feel your face burning red as you look at your reflection more closely. Your thoughts go back to the last night as you trace over the hickey. It seemed like Jungkook knew your own body more than you did. Maybe it was the way he knew exactly where to touch you, his rough hands that ran down your soft skin, still making you shiver slightly. Maybe it was his dominating lips or the way the name Angel sounded coming from his deep voice. You let out a breath while trying to ignore the burning feeling suddenly spreading through your body. Somehow you had to find a way to cover up the mark Jungkook left on you. You didn't own any makeup as much as you wanted to, so you throw on a hoodie over your body. You tighten the strings around the hood until it perfectly covers the hickeys. You leave your hair down knowing if all goes bad the length can cover the hickey. Charlotte told you she was going to pick you up for university today. You told her it was fine, but she insisted and said if you don't come with her she would skip university and become a prostitute. Her car was parked right in front of the state, and you smile as you walk up to her expensive car, getting into the passenger seat. How are you not burning up right now? Charlotte asked as she looked over your thick hoodie in shock. I don't really get hot easily. You lied, shrugging your shoulders as you put on your seat belt. Charlotte looks at you suspiciously before brushing it off and turning the radio up on full volume as she drives onto the road. Hey, I was thinking we should get ready for prom together tomorrow night, Charlotte said, turning the volume down so she can talk. You brighten up, turning your body towards her with a smile. Of course we should. My shift finishes at 6 tomorrow, so you can come over anytime after. You said excitedly. University was off tomorrow since apparently no one came to university and on prom day anyways. The ride to university was much better than having to walk, and Charlotte's music choice only only made the experience better. She always seemed to be so calm about everything, like she just lived life with no worry. You think that's what you envied about her, but most of all, she was the only student at the horrible university who actually wanted to be friends instead of believing rumors. You're not sure where everyone else got their attitudes from, but you are thankful to Charlotte. She gave you hope that not everyone there could be bad. Oh, look, the devil is in disguise is here, Charlotte said as she pulls into the student parking lot. You turn towards where she is looking to see Jungkook getting out of a Ferrari. He had his hands in his pockets, and you are too focused looking at him until you catch Leah getting out of the back seat of his car. He always let you sit in the front seat, but not Leah. Your heart sinks as you watch her run up to walk by him. You okay? Charlotte asked, watching you curiously. The car was parked now, and still you was. You was watching them walk into the university together. It almost looked like they were a couple. Are they dating? They seem close, you say, trying to hide the pain in your voice as you walk outside. My mom said he disrespected Leah's father or something, so he's been forced to give her rights since the start of the year as an apology. Charlotte snorts while you both walk into the school building. You feel relieved at her response until you realize something was you jealous. Why else would you care about Leah and Jungkook dating? You walk into your first hour with the thoughts still racing in your head. You wanted to figure out all the confusion tying you down in your head, but you are not sure what was holding you back. Was it Jungwoo? Mr. Liu talked for what seemed like hours until finally the bell rang. You quickly walk out of class trying your best to avoid an interaction with Jungkook. You could feel his icy gaze on you the entire hour and felt relieved the class was finally over. You was embarrassed to say the least. He left you last night, and the thoughts in your head reminding you that he probably regret it all haunt you as you walk into your next class. The first half of your classes went well. You hadn't run into Jungkook at all until fourth period ended when you made eye contact in the hallway. He had the usual cold look on his face, but when his eyes landed on you, you swore his face softened in the slightest bit. Your pace quickens as you walk by him, quickly heading to the lunch room to meet with Charlotte. The sound of his steps behind you gets your heart racing in fear, and a scream nearly leaves your mouth when he grabs your arm from behind, pulling you into the janitor closet. You breathe out heavily as he pushed you onto the wall, looking down at you with dark eyes. Why the fuck are you avoiding me? He scolds, his voice sounding frustrated. You look up at his tall frame in the dark, trying to ignore the dirty thoughts in your head. I'm not, you mumble, looking down at your shoes. You were really trying to control your heart rate at his body so close to your own. Your breath hitched when he moved his head down, picking your chin up with his rough hand, so both of your faces were only inches apart. Don't bullshit me, Angel. He scolds, searching your eyes. You was hesitant on answering truthfully, especially since you would most likely sound stupid. Why did you leave last night? Did you regret it? You barely whisper out, trying to move your face away from his gaze, but he tightens his grip on your chin. You was hoping he didn't actually hear you or misheard a word or two. Unfortunately, he must have heard everything cause the dark look in his eyes clearly visible to you. Regret it? He repeats, looking down at you. You nod your head, wondering why he was looking at you like that. What do you think we would have done if I stayed longer? He asked, causing you to furrow your eyebrows together. I don't know, maybe talk? You mutter, looking up only to notice his eyes were anything but pure. You shiver when his fingers suddenly move to the string of your hoodie, pulling it off so it became loosened. His hand moves behind your hair, grazing the bare skin on your neck and pushing the hoodie away, exposing your hickey. Your heart starts pounding in your chest uncontrollably as you look up at him, confused. He was looking over the hickey, a satisfied look on his face. Talk, he said slowly, flickering his eyes back down to your lips. You could barely hold yourself together when you both were around each other, but when he left little distance between you felt all your self control completely dissipating. It's only then that you realize talking wasn't exactly what would have happened if he stayed longer. That thought only makes you feel more hot, and you could feel yourself nearly giving in to his touch completely. You are in university. You wanted to stop him before someone caught you both, and the entire university would find out until he makes a dangerous move. A quiet gasp leaves your mouth when his rough hand trails up your thigh under your skirt. Your breaths were heavy, and every time you breathed, your chest hit his from your close distance with his. His hand gripped your upper thigh under your skirt, your breath growing more heavy when he moves his mouth on your ear. Go for lunch. You look up at him in confusion before he lets go of you, still close to your body as he moves his hand back to your hoodie, tying the strings back together to cover the hickey. Jungkook steps back, opening the door before walking back out into the hallway. You stand there in shock, trying to pull yourself together as you fix your skirt and run a hand through your hair. After a couple of minutes, you take in a deep breath before walking out of the closet. Your arms crossed over each other while you walk down the cafeteria. Near in your life, you want a man to touch you until Jungkook made his way into your life, making you feel weird things in your body. Sometimes you would think it was just lust that you felt for him, and thinking that would help you to know you. You didn't really have feelings for him, but there was a reason you were so confused. You were confused because of Jongwoo. There was a different feeling settling in your heart for him, creating a permanent spot in your heart. You couldn't even understand. You find Charlotte in the cafeteria, quickly walking towards her. She spots you and perks up instantly, relief washed all over her face. Where were you? I was going to give you the entire schedule on how I'm going to do your hair and makeup tomorrow. Charlotte pouts, holding up a phone filled with her notes and pictures. I'm sorry, Char. My teacher made me stay longer to finish a quiz. You sigh quickly, sitting down on the chair beside her. You don't think you was ready to tell Charlotte about Jungkook, especially since even you didn't understand any of your feelings. Ew, I would have just walked out. She shrugs, scooting closer as she starts walking through each hairstyle and makeup options for tomorrow. The sound of the loud music coming from a speaker in the cafeteria suddenly sounds, but you both ignore it as you continue talking over it. That is until someone taps your shoulder. You look towards Charlotte in confusion before turning around. Your lips part in shock as you look up at Jungwoo standing with a bright smile holding huge poster and a bouquet of pink roses in his hand. He had the entire football team behind him, five of them holding one poster with a letter on each one writing out prom. You watch Jungwoo with wide eye. When he moves his hand out to you, you take it hesitantly, looking around to see the entire university watching in confusion. I thought you deserve a better promposal. The first one wasn't the best. He said, nervously scratching the back of his head. You look up to see him watching you with bright eyes, his smile growing bigger. You know, you already said yes, but you couldn't just say no, so you nod your head, taking the flowers he held out to you. The loud cheers from his teammates nearly blow up your ear while they turn the music up even louder. You laugh watching as your Jungkook gets aggressively patted on the back and pushed around. Your hands move the bouquet of flowers up to your nose as you smell them, taking in the beautiful scent. You turn to Charlotte to see her staring at Jungwoo, a lost look in her eyes. She suddenly shakes her head, looking at you with a huge smile. That was so cute. I would have never expected Jungwoo to do something like that for a girl. Charlotte squeals happily, but her eyes show something completely different. Char, what's wrong? You frown, watching her with genuine concern. You look around at all the people still around before grabbing her hand in yours. Do you want to go talk somewhere else? You said, but she shakes her head no. Nothing wrong, silly. I'm just sad at how you have grown so fast. It's hard letting you go to experience big girl things, she said, wiping a fake tears like she's your mom. You both laughed, but you could feel the guilt slowly start building up in your stomach. You felt terrible going to prom with Jungwoo, knowing about whatever it was between Jungkook and you. You had to figure your feelings out for both of them before the situation got worse.